Hello beautiful people, this is another tutorial, and in this tutorial we'll be making an elastic short band shorts, so stay tuned. Bye. Hey guys, you're welcome to another tutorial. My name is Ogene. Yes, you get okay, that's the name behind the voice. And in today's tutorial we'll be making an elastic short pants. If you're new here, please do not forget to subscribe, like and share. Please do not forget to comment. All these help my YouTube algorithm. If you're a subscriber, thank you for joining this tutorial. So let's get started with the tutorial. And if you haven't watched this video where I taught how to draft this, I'll be linking it in the description box. That's where I'll be linking it. So because we'll be using this pattern to make the short elastic pant. So I have this piece of fabric. I don't think it's not up to a yard or so. I'll be using it for this pattern, right? So I'll be using it to cut these. I'll be using it to cut. It's just a piece of fabric. I'll be using it to cut this pattern. I think this will be very short. It will be shorter than this length that we created here. It will be shorter than this length that we created here because of the fabric is not enough, and I want to make it's a very short pant. If you want to make yours longer, definitely feel free to make yours longer. So let's go get started with cutting it here. Okay, so I've gone ahead to divide the material, the fabric, into two, and if you can see at the beginning, if you see at the upper side, I left 2 inch. This is where we're going to fold for the elastic, and I folded it into 2. This is the front part. I folded it into 2, and I left 2 inch before sticking it to the upper side. Now what next we're going to do is, at this point, when we're drafting this pattern, right, the waist and the hip is not the same, so we want to take this point straight out so it will be equal. The hip and the waist will be equal. So what we are going to do is, I'm trying to chalk it so we can see it very well. I don't know if you can see. So that's what we did. At the hip point, we took it straight out for the other ones, because this is an elastic pant. This is not a short pant with pockets. This is an elastic, so we need the waist and the hip to be equal. And then, like I said, if you can see in this pattern that the pattern is longer than the fabric itself, but that's not it. So what we're going to do next is, for the extra thing, we're going to trace it out so we can get the exact length we need to do. So let's trace it out. So while cutting this pattern, I didn't add an allowance at the front part. I didn't add an allowance here, so I'm going to add allowance to this point, just for I don't know if you understood what I was saying. I added allowance to everything, but I didn't add allowance to this the lap measurement. I don't know if you can see it. I've been able to trace it out. So now let's get the measurement we need for the length of this. So if we use let's use 15.5. Let's use 15.5. So as you can see, I've gone ahead to, let me put it so you can see. So I've gone ahead to trace it. This is the side and this is the crotch side. right? I've gone ahead to trace it. Trying to, let me chalk it so you can see properly, because the way this fabric is, I don't know if you can see it properly. So what I would do for the front pattern is I'll go ahead and cut it out, and then we'll do the back pattern. So also don't forget, you will need a 1-inch elastic band for the waist. Remember, I left 2-inch. So let me take this forward so you won't think that we are cutting. This is part of the pattern. This is part of the fabric, but this point we are going to fold it. That's where we insert this elastic band. So let's go ahead and cut it out. So this is it. This is the front pattern. So let's go ahead and cut this the back pattern. I've gone ahead to do the same thing I did for the front for the back pattern, and now if you see, I stick it so it wouldn't squeeze. So what we're going to do at this hip point here, we're still going to straighten it out the same way we did for the front, and we're still going to add it and measure the 15.5 inch, that's 15.5 inch. So we're going to measure it the same thing, and we're going to replicate it here for the back pattern. And when I'm done with everything and tracing it, I'll show you before I'll cut it out. So I've replicated what we had for the front, I've replicated it back. Let me do it so you can see. I've replicated what we had just using the pattern. I will ask you, I will beg you to go and learn how to cut the pattern, so you don't get, because we'll be doing a short pant series, and this pattern is what we're going to use for the short pant series. That's why I made the first video making the pattern. So for every short pant, pants with pocket, pants with zipper, pant, any short pant creation we need to use, this is the pattern. So I've taught you how to make your own pattern just using your own measurements. We're just going to manipulate the pattern. That's what we will just be doing. I'll manipulate the pattern. So I'll go ahead now and cut the back. I'll go ahead and cut the back pattern. So this is the back, and here we have this is the back, and here we have the front pattern, the back and the front. So what we do is we're going to separate it. So this front and this back, this is the back. So you can see that the allowance we have for the back is not the same with the front. So that's the back, this is the back, and this is the front. So what we're doing next is we're going to join this side. We are going to join the sides. We are going to run it down with I'm going to run it down with 1 inch. So straight down 1 inch, and then you press, and then we run this one to 1 inch, and then we press. So for you that you don't know, because me, I know my front and I know my back, so this are the front, and the other ones, the bigger ones, are the back. So for you to indicate your front and your back, you can use this choke. For example, this is for front, this is for front. This color, I don't know if you can see, for people that are new beginners, so you don't get confused. Then use another color of chalk for the back. Then use another color of chalk for the back, so you won't get confused. So let's go to the machine now and sew it. After sewing it, I will show you what next we need to do. Hey guys, sorry for the breaking transmission. So while editing this video, right, I realized that because I was editing this video this morning and I'm getting ready, I'm about leaving for work, so I want to do this part so I can finish the editing and post it. Okay, so I realized that after joining the side, I was supposed to show you how to join the crotch side. I have the video, but the video is a bit fast and I don't know how. It's the way I was recording it, I didn't figure it out. So but you're supposed to join this crotch side, right? So you join front and front. So this pattern, you're supposed to cut it into 2 in the fabric, so you're going to join the side by 1 inch. So you measure 1 inch here and you join it. The moment you get to this point, you will coming down like almost half an inch, not 1 inch straight. So you'll be coming down almost half an inch till the end part, and you're going to do that too for the back. You're going to do that too for the back pattern. You're going to sew 1 inch, and when you get to this point, half inch down, and then you will see the next step of what to do in creating your shirts. Enjoy the rest of the video. Bye. I've joined the front, I've joined the crotch side. What next you're going to do is the lap. So for the lap is 13.5, making it 27. So I pinned, if you notice, I pinned both crotch sides to meet, right? You have to drag it to meet even if it's not equal. So what next we're going to do is we're just going to measure the 13.5. But if we measure the 13.5, there won't be allowance, and I really don't want it to be that 13.5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it 14. So I'll make it 14 and connect it. I don't know if you can see. I'll make it 14 and connect it. I will do the same for the other side. The same thing I did here, I'm going to replicate it for the other side. So let's go to the upper side, which is the 2 inch I left. So for the 2 inch I left, we need to do we need to create a casing for the elastic band. Do you understand? So we are going to just fold it in all through, and then for the other folding it in, you will have to fix this inside. And because when you fold it, when you sew this and fix it inside, what is left for you is to close this point, right? Like I said, it's going to be a very, you can make yours longer, but this is because of this is the fabric I have for this tutorial, right? So that's why I'm illustrating to the very short that's why I'm illustrating the very, that's why the short is very short. I don't understand. That's why the pant is very short. So I'm going to just join it together and close this down and show you what it looks like. Okay, so let me go and join it together. So here's the finished look of So here's the finished look, right? So this point, I'm going to close it in. This is where I fixed the band from, and this is how it looks like. This is the back, and that's the front. I don't know if you can see it. This is how it looks like. This is the front, and this is the back. So I'm going to put it, I'm going to wear it so you can see the finished look. Yeah, so let me go ahead and wear it. So here we go. This is a finished work. This is how it looks like. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Bye.